Hello and welcome to Big Speak. I'm your host, Brigadier Rakesh Bhatia. In today's episode, we will cover the battlefield geography and topography of the 1979 Sino Vietnam War. We will also briefly touch upon the offensive plan of China and the defensive plan of Vietnam. This is the order of battle of the ground forces. Chinese armies comprised of 11 core-sized forces and several hundred thousand Chinese militia. The Vietnamese had 5 divisions and 5 brigades, and the number of militias are not known. The total troop strength of the Chinese minus the militia is estimated to be 4,72,000, and the estimated Vietnamese troop who participated in the war is approximately 50,000. This also does not include the militia. Now, this is the map of the area of operation. As you see, the capital of Vietnam is Hanoi. The major population centers are northeast of Hanoi is Long Son, which is 156 kilometers. North is Cao Bang, 276 kilometers. And Lo Cai is to the northwest of Hanoi and is 295 kilometers away. There are 3 prominent rivers which flow in the area of operation, all from northwest to southeast: Black River, Red River, and Clear River. All these meet just short of Hanoi, and thereafter Red River continues and forms a delta. The prominent highways are Highway number 1, starting from Long Son, coming to Hanoi. Highway number 3 is from Cao Bang to Hanoi, and there is another highway from Lo Cai to Hanoi. Reference Hanoi, northwest is Guangzhou Military Region, and to the northwest is Kunming Military Region. The forces from these 2 military regions had participated with reinforcement from other military regions in the depth. The relief map of North Vietnam is as shown on the slide. Pay attention to high mountains in the northwest and the rivers Black, Red, and Clear. Also see the delta plain near Hanoi. As far as Vietnamese army is concerned, they had divided the defended area into 2 regions. One is the military region 1 and the other one was called military region 2. The interformation boundary was generally aligned to Clear River as marked on the map. As we saw, North Vietnam is mostly mountainous and hilly with few highlands area. North Vietnam's total area is about 1,09,942 square kilometers, and the highest peak is Funny Spin, which is approximately 3,143 meters high. The Red River forms a deep valley that runs northwest to southeast from the Chinese border to its delta. The highest elevation in the region are between the Red and Clear rivers and the depression from Cao Bang to the sea. The area between Clear and Red River and further west to Red River provides good defense potential to the defender. Nanning in southern China and the capital of Guangxi region is located near the Vietnam border. It is suitable launching area for any major offensive in North Vietnam. Hanoi is the capital and the second largest city after Saigon or Ho Chi Minh as it is called today. Beside being Vietnam's political center, Hanoi is also the economic powerhouse. Thus, it has to be the terminal objective of any offensive in North Vietnam. Lao Cai is a city in the northwest region of Vietnam. It is the capital of Lao Cai province. The city borders Bao Thanh district and the city of Haikou Yu Autonomous County in Yunnan province of southwest China. Capture of this city will be imperative for progressing operation astride the Red River. Kaobang and Long Son provide shortest and direct approach to Hanoi. Any major offensive will need to capture either or both of these to progress operations towards Hanoi. The defender will need to hold this in strength. Highway 1 and Highway 3, either or both, these highways will need to be opened for logistic sustenance of any offensive. Campaigning season, the area receives heavy rainfall between April, May to about October. November to May is thus a suitable campaigning season. The Red River Delta and coastal plains are heavily populated and cultivated with rice fields. This has adverse impact on the mobilization. Having seen the terrain imperatives, let's talk about what was China's broad offensive plan. China had planned to attack Longson and Kaoban as well as Lao Cai. The quantum of troops earmarked for these operations are three armies attacking Lao Cai, these were ex Kunming military region, and eight armies ex Guangzhou military region, including those which have joined the operations from other military regions. As you see on the map, there were three armies which had attacked Lao Cai, namely 11, 13, and 14. Cao Bang had five armies, namely 41, 12, 50, 20, and 42, and Long Son had 43, 54, and 55 armies which carried out the offensive. Let's look at the defensive plan of Vietnam. Vietnam, as I had said, had five divisions and five brigades to protect the area of operation. They had put two divisions and a regiment at Lao Cai. Similarly, two divisions and two regiments at Cao Bang, one division and one RT regiments along with air defense at Long Son. In addition, they had also placed some tanks near the Friendship Pass, which is located on the border with Nanning. Certain troops, including militias, were hidden in the villages which lie along the Highway 4 and could be summoned at the earliest at the point of decision. Since 1978 onwards, the Vietnamese had appreciated that in case of an operation, the major thrust is going to come through Long Son. So they had dumped fuel, troops, and ammunition in advance. The Chinese had planned to carry out the operations in three phases. The initial plan was very ambitious. They wanted to complete phase 1 in 48 hours. The objective for phase 1 was to capture capitals of three provinces which are along the borders, namely Lao Cai, Cao Bang, and Dong Dang. However, the operation continued for 8 days and the first phase got over only on 25th of February. From 25th of February onwards, additional forces were brought in to capture Phong Tho and Sa Pa in northwest, Cao Bang in north, and Long Son in northeast. This phase got over on 5th of March, and same day the Chinese announced their withdrawal, which may be considered as phase 3. Let's look at certain reasons why the PLA performance was not as expected. China is surrounded by a number of enemies. Some of them are real, but most of them were imaginaries. That's why they had directed all their training and they had developed weapons for defense of territory. There was very little training for offensive operations. The maps which the troops carried were outdated. Not only this, Hoover's Institute writes that most of the commanders didn't know how to read map. The terrain was often more rugged than the Chinese commanders had anticipated. This shows that there was lack of preparation for the operations. In 79 also, the world had moved to produce better weapons, but Chinese continued with their theory of men over weapon. Like in case of Korean War as well as 1962 Sino-Indian War, the Chinese still used the human wave and the fire wave tactics. Vietnam Vietnamese forces, which were outflanked by the PLA, withdrew into nearby mountains or forests where they knew the terrain well and they re-emerged behind these PLA formations to attack. PLA logistic services were inadequate to supply frontline forces. Communication and command problems continue to trouble the Chinese army. With this, I come to the end of today's short episode. May I request you to please like, share, and subscribe. Jai Hind. Keep working hard. All the best.